we plan out the marketing campaigns for the year. So on a monthly basis, we work with the bookstores to promote, titles, authors, or series of books. So it really depends on what works with the calendar, when the publishing dates and releases are. So that's the main part of what we do. We also keep a lookout for trends. We figure out what sells, what's happening, what's buzzing, and we put effort towards that. We manage our social media content, so we have Facebook, with Instagram. We keep up with publicity contacts. So in the media industry, we have a list of people that we work with regularly. We have to be very careful what we pitch to them. I mean, the easy thing would be just to send, mass emails to everyone and say like, oh, it's coming up. But what we really need to do is be curators. So we figure out, the different personalities, what different journalists or reviewers prefer, and then we kind of tailor a list of titles that we push to them, so that's the relationship that we try and build. So when eventually we go to them and say like, hey, you know what, this is a book or an author that you really need to pay attention to, they trust us, and they don't, they're not turned off by our constant pitching. They know that, okay, if we go to them and we say, look out for this, that it is something that they will actually be interested in, or that is relevant to them. So there's the marketing campaigns, there's us keeping up with trends and publicity. So we try and build all of that into a comprehensive business, and we're kind of in the middle. So we have to reach out to the bookstores. Those are our proper customers, they're the ones who buy from us. But we also have to be consumer facing. So we have to be able to speak to both trade and consumer and figure out a balance. You start really with meeting them. You have to talk to them. You buy them a cup of coffee, sit down, speak to them. And as you go along, you kind of suss out what they lean towards. And as a start, you go wide. And then at some point, you kind of figure out, okay, they're picking up a lot of non-fiction titles, a lot of literary titles, or they have a tendency to YA books. And then you start to, realize what sort of titles drive them, what they're really interested in. It's also partly driven by the publication that they work for. So, for instance, with our main newspaper, the Straits Times, they like to have a little bit more of a literary focus. So it gives them a bit of, weight, some gravitas. And then you interviewed Michelle Martin. She's great. So she will do anything and everything, and she does a great job every time. So different people have different tendencies. That's just being human.